10 Stoic habits to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. 1. The power of silence and Stoic wisdom. In a world flooded with noise, where everyone is vying for attention and constantly trying to be seen and heard, it's easy to forget the profound strength of silence. The ancient Stoics were onto something. They understood that true power lies in stillness, a kind of strength that draws people in without uttering a word. Imagine entering a room, not because you're the loudest or the most extravagant, but because you exude a presence so captivating that it's as if you're speaking volumes without saying anything at all. This concept isn't some ancient fable or abstract philosophy, it's a reality we can all tap into. Today, we'll explore how to embrace the art of silent attraction through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. It's not just about making a grand entrance, it's about leaving a lasting impression that feels as natural as breathing. So, if you've ever felt like you're being drowned out in a world that can't seem to stop talking, this is your chance to learn how to let your silence speak louder than words. As we embark on this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you hear. And remember, if you've ever felt like you don't quite fit in, this message is for you. We've been waiting for you to discover this power. The power of authenticity. Be yourself. How often do we alter our thoughts, mute our interests, or suppress our opinions just to fit in? We've all been there. But Stoicism gently nudges us back to our true selves. It tells us that the most magnetic quality we have is authenticity. When we're true to ourselves, we resonate with those around us. It's like sending out a signal that says, "This is me, unfiltered and unapologetic." And believe me, that's a magnetic force. The Stoics knew that when we live authentically, we align with our inner nature, and this harmony is felt deeply by others. Let's break it down further. Being yourself means embracing your quirks, passions, and even vulnerabilities. It means standing firm in your beliefs, even when the world tries to sway you otherwise. It's about finding comfort in your own skin, knowing that your genuine expression is your greatest asset. And when you live by these principles, you attract others who resonate with your authenticity. The Stoics valued virtues above all else: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Living by these virtues not only makes you attractive to others but also brings you closer to inner peace and happiness. So, how do we start embracing the power of being ourselves? It begins with introspection. Take time to understand your values, passions, and boundaries. Reflect on what makes you feel alive, what drives you, and how you can align your actions with your true self. From there, express that authentic self to the world. It's not about being perfect or trying to please everyone. It's about being real, being consistent in your words and actions, and showing up as the authentic you every day. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be one." In the context of this discussion, replace person with you, and the message is clear. Don't spend your life overanalyzing what makes someone attractive or likable. Embrace your authenticity, live by your virtues, and let your true self shine. That's the power of being you. In a world that often values conformity, your authenticity is your superpower. It's what makes you silently attractive, drawing people toward you in the most effortless and profound way. The Stoic approach to style. The way we present ourselves to the world speaks volumes, even without words. Stoicism doesn't preach about renouncing material possessions or ignoring our appearance, but rather guides us to live with intention. This includes how we express ourselves through style. For Stoics, the value lies in authenticity and simplicity, urging us to focus on what truly matters. When it comes to style, this doesn't mean adhering to a minimalist aesthetic or abandoning fashion altogether. It means making deliberate choices that align with our true selves, reflecting our personality, values, and roles in life. Think about it. When you wear something that feels right, something that embodies who you are, how do you feel? Confident? Comfortable? Maybe even invincible? That's because when your external appearance aligns with your internal essence, it amplifies your authenticity. You stand out. not because you're flashy or extravagant, but because you radiate a self-assured sense of being that's uniquely yours. But style isn't just about clothes. It extends to your entire aesthetic, your hairstyle, accessories, even the way you carry yourself. Each choice is a reflection of the masterpiece that is you. Stoicism encourages us to make these choices consciously, ensuring that every detail adds value, not noise. So, how do we apply Stoic wisdom to our style? Start by asking yourself what each piece in your wardrobe says about you. Does it align with your values? Does it reflect who you are, or who you aspire to be? The goal isn't to impress others, but to express your true self in a way that feels genuine and aligned with your inner virtues. And remember, your style isn't static. As you grow and evolve, so will your style. That's okay. The key is to remain true to yourself through these transitions, allowing your external expression to evolve with your internal journey. The Stoic wisdom of body language. It's amazing how much we communicate without ever saying a word. Our posture, gestures, even the way we move through a room, all of these nonverbal cues send signals to others. Stoicism teaches us about control and awareness, not just of our minds, but of our bodies. It's about aligning our outer expressions with our inner virtues and intentions. Let's consider the simple act of maintaining good posture. It's not just about looking confident. It's a physical manifestation of self-respect and personal dignity, qualities that Stoicism holds in high regard. When you stand tall with your shoulders back and head held high, you're not just showing confidence, you're signaling to yourself and the world that you're worthy of respect. But body language goes beyond posture. The subtleties of our facial expressions, the warmth of our smile, the sincerity in our eye contact, these all carry weight. A genuine smile can disarm even the most guarded person, while sincere eye contact can create a connection that feels as deep as any conversation. Stoicism encourages us to be present and mindful in every moment, and this extends to our body language. Being truly present means ensuring that our physical expressions align with our genuine feelings and intentions. Whether we're showing empathy, openness, or simply a readiness to engage, this mindful approach to nonverbal communication fosters authentic interactions based on trust and respect. How can we apply Stoic principles to master the art of body language? It starts with self-awareness. Observe your nonverbal cues. Are you truly present in your interactions, or are you inadvertently closed off? Are your gestures open and inviting, or do they create barriers? Practice being in the moment, fully engaged with the person you're speaking to, letting your body language flow from a place of sincerity and intention. 2. The subtle power of scent and Stoic compassion. The art of scent, a nonverbal signature. It's fascinating how a single fragrance can transport us to another time or place, evoke emotions, or even shape how we perceive someone. Choosing a fragrance is more than just picking a perfume. It's about selecting a scent that becomes an integral part of your identity, leaving a lasting impression without a single word being spoken. Stoicism teaches us about intentionality in all aspects of life, and yes, this includes the seemingly simple choice of a fragrance. A signature scent is not just an accessory, it's a personal statement. It's a subtle, yet powerful form of nonverbal communication that reflects your inner self. Just like Stoics believe that our actions and words should align with our virtues, a carefully chosen fragrance can serve as an extension of your personality, mood, and aspirations. It's an olfactory fingerprint, a quiet declaration that says, "This is me." Think about it. Just as Stoics emphasize the importance of aligning your actions with your nature, your fragrance should resonate with your true self. Whether you choose a scent that's calming and fresh or bold and spicy, it should reflect who you are and what you want to convey. The key here is coherence, ensuring that your scent blends harmoniously with your inner self and the message you want to communicate. Choosing a fragrance thoughtfully is also a practice in moderation, another core Stoic principle. Stoicism doesn't advocate for overwhelming the world with your presence. It teaches us to act with restraint, to not shout but to whisper our presence into the world. Similarly, your fragrance should not overwhelm those around you. Instead, it should linger in the air, quietly leaving a lasting mark, just as your actions should leave a meaningful impact without being overly loud or brash. Stoic compassion, the power of presence and connection. In an age where digital communication often strips away the nuances of human interaction, Stoicism teaches us the power of genuine connection through meaningful interactions. Stoic principles, such as empathy, virtue, and respect, align perfectly with the concept of mesmerizing manners, which extend beyond social niceties like saying please and thank you. At its core, Stoicism encourages us to be present and mindful in our interactions, to listen deeply and engage fully. When we practice this form of mindfulness, we send a signal that we value the person in front of us. By listening actively, offering a helping hand, or showing empathy in our actions, we not only embody Stoic virtues, but we also create a magnetic attraction that draws people toward us. Think about the simple act of listening. In a world full of distractions, truly listening, without the temptation to check our phones or interrupt, is a profound act of kindness and respect. It says, I see you, I hear you, and I value what you have to say. This level of presence is rare today, but it can leave a lasting impression. It can create bonds that transcend superficial pleasantries and foster deeper, more meaningful relationships. Compassion, another Stoic virtue, is about extending our concern beyond our immediate circle, recognizing the shared humanity that binds us all. It's about stepping into someone else's shoes, understanding their joys and struggles, and offering support without judgment. This doesn't just make us more likable, it creates a warmth in our relationships that is both magnetic and deeply meaningful. But practicing compassion isn't always easy. It requires vulnerability, the ability to sit with someone's pain without rushing to offer a quick fix or platitudes. It means being present in the moment, offering support not just with our words, but with our time, attention, and empathy. This level of engagement, while challenging, is incredibly rewarding. The role of self-care in Stoic wisdom. Self-care, from a Stoic perspective, is about recognizing the importance of maintaining our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's not about indulging in occasional treats or spa days. It's about consciously taking care of ourselves in ways that align with our values and the demands of life. Stoicism teaches us that self-care is not selfish. It's a responsibility to ourselves that enables us to show up for the world around us with clarity, strength, and purpose. The Stoics believed in the value of self-mastery, being in control of our desires, emotions, and actions. By taking care of ourselves, we ensure that we are in the best position to engage with life's challenges, to contribute meaningfully to others, and to live in alignment with our values. This is the essence of Stoic self-care, maintaining balance so that we can give our best to others. Practicing self-care goes beyond physical health. It involves cultivating emotional and mental resilience, practicing mindfulness, engaging in self-reflection, and creating space for personal growth. It's about fostering a mindset that's prepared to face whatever challenges life throws our way, with a calm and grounded presence. Just as Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, self-care helps us ensure we are at our best, ready to navigate life with wisdom and strength. And the benefits extend beyond us. When we prioritize our well-being, we become better equipped to care for others, to offer patience, support, and understanding. This ripple effect creates stronger relationships, not just with ourselves but with those around us. This is how Stoicism encourages us to practice self-care, not as an isolated act, but as part of a greater commitment to our own growth and the well-being of the community. The balance of independence and connection. Stoicism teaches us that true independence is internal. It's the freedom that comes from mastering our emotions, making decisions aligned with our values, and not relying on external validation. This kind of independence is deeply attractive because it represents a person who is not easily swayed by popular opinion or the need for approval. Instead, it reflects someone who is grounded in their own sense of self and who follows their own path. However, independence in Stoic philosophy isn't about isolating oneself or rejecting the support of others. On the contrary, Stoicism values community and mutual support. True independence comes from knowing how to stand on your own, while also building relationships that respect your autonomy and encourage your growth. It's about finding the balance between self-reliance and meaningful connection. Embracing Stoic independence means reflecting on your values, goals, and motivations. It's about pursuing what resonates with your true self, rather than following societal pressures. This introspection leads to a life that is authentic and fulfilling, rooted in your own principles, and free from external influences. 3. The art of mystery, presence, and living with purpose. The magnetic allure of mystery. In a world where information is constantly being shared, sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to hold back a little. Stoicism teaches us the value of restraint, especially when it comes to sharing our personal selves. The art of mystery isn't about deception or hiding who we are. It's about consciously choosing what we reveal and when we reveal it. By maintaining a touch of mystery, we invite others to engage with us more deeply, to look beyond the surface, and to explore the complexity of our character. This doesn't mean creating a facade or playing games. It's about allowing your depth to unfold naturally, layer by layer, rather than giving everything away all at once. Think about the difference between a book that reveals its plot in the first few pages versus one that gradually builds suspense. Which one keeps you engaged longer? Most likely, it's the latter. The same principle applies to personal interactions. A touch of mystery can transform a simple conversation into an intriguing discovery. It keeps people wanting to learn more about you, creating an allure that's magnetic without being overbearing. When you allow your true self to unfold slowly, people are more likely to become invested in who you really are. This sense of mystery isn't about withholding information for the sake of it. It's about curating your interactions in a way that invites deeper engagement. It's about letting others take the time to get to know you. Just like a great story, you don't need to reveal everything all at once. Instead, let people uncover different layers of your personality as they connect with you. Mindfulness in presence, being fully engaged. One of the most profound gifts we can give others is our full attention. Stoicism encourages us to be present in every moment, and this extends to how we interact with the world around us. Being fully present means not just showing up physically, but engaging emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It's about offering others your undivided attention and being mindful of how you show up in the moment. Think about it. When was the last time you had a conversation where the person you were talking to wasn't distracted by their phone or thoughts of the future? It's rare, isn't it? But Stoicism teaches us the value of being truly present. By giving people our full attention, we communicate that they matter, that their words are worth listening to, and that we value their time and connection. When you're present with someone, you're not just listening to respond. You're listening to understand, to empathize, and to connect. This level of engagement creates an atmosphere of warmth and genuineness, making others feel truly seen and heard. It's a simple yet powerful act that can transform your relationships, making them deeper and more meaningful. Being present also means embracing vulnerability. It's about letting go of the facades we put up and allowing others to see us for who we truly are. In a world that often values perfection and strength, there's incredible power in showing up authentically without the need to hide behind a mask. Stoicism teaches us that vulnerability is not a weakness but a strength. By allowing ourselves to be seen and to see others, we create deeper connections built on mutual respect and understanding. Living with purpose, the Stoic path. The Stoics were masters at living with purpose. Their teachings were not just about enduring hardship or mastering self-control. They were about living a life that was aligned with virtue and personal values. Stoicism encourages us to act with intention, to live in accordance with our deepest beliefs, and to make choices that bring us closer to our ideal self. Living with purpose means making decisions that reflect your inner values, not the expectations or pressures of the world around you. It's about choosing actions that are aligned with who you are and what you believe in. This requires a deep level of introspection, understanding what truly matters to you, and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. The Stoics also valued the idea of embracing challenges as part of our growth. They believed that adversity wasn't something to avoid but an opportunity to practice virtue. By facing difficulties head-on and acting with integrity, we not only grow stronger but also move closer to our true purpose. Every challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate wisdom, courage, and resilience. Living with purpose also means understanding that every action has meaning. From how we engage with others to the way we navigate our daily routines, every moment is an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues. Stoicism teaches us that it's not enough to have a grand vision for our lives. It's about living that vision every day, with every decision we make. Embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, building a magnetic life. The core of Stoic philosophy is about understanding that we are in control of how we respond to the world around us. It's about recognizing that true power comes from within, not from external circumstances or the approval of others. This self-mastery is what makes Stoicism so magnetic. When we live in alignment with our values, when we practice self-discipline, compassion, and authenticity, we naturally draw others toward us. Not because we are seeking attention, but because we exude a quiet strength and confidence that others find irresistible. This journey to becoming magnetic doesn't require flashy gestures or grand displays. It requires us to be true to ourselves, to live with purpose, and to let our actions speak louder than words. Stoicism teaches us that by embracing our authentic selves and acting with integrity, we can create lasting connections and leave a powerful impact on the world around us. Remember, in the silence of our actions, our lives speak volumes. Whether it's through the stillness of our presence, the authenticity of our style, or the warmth of our interactions, we have the power to create a life that attracts others without trying. This is the power of Stoic charm, and it's available to all of us, if we choose to live by its timeless wisdom. 4. Stoicism and the pursuit of knowledge, self-mastery, and the interconnectedness of life. The Stoic pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the pursuit of knowledge. The Stoics believed that the path to true fulfillment and wisdom is through continuous learning. It's not just about accumulating facts or external achievements. It's about understanding the nature of the world, our place within it, and the principles that govern our lives. Knowledge, according to Stoicism, isn't just theoretical, it's practical. The Stoics valued applied knowledge, the kind of wisdom that shapes how we act, respond, and live. They believed that true wisdom leads to virtuous action. It's about understanding what is in our control and what is not, and focusing our energy on what we can change. By cultivating knowledge in this way, we don't just become smarter, we become more aligned with the natural order of life, allowing us to navigate challenges with grace and resilience. The pursuit of knowledge also means engaging with different perspectives. Stoicism encourages us to step beyond our personal biases and seek wisdom from all walks of life. This intellectual openness is crucial to personal growth, as it broadens our horizons, challenges our assumptions, and deepens our understanding of the world. Knowledge isn't just about facts, it's about expanding our minds, refining our virtues, and becoming more attuned to the world around us. To practice the Stoic pursuit of knowledge, start by questioning your own beliefs. Examine the assumptions you've made about the world and be open to learning from others. Read widely, engage in meaningful conversations, and reflect on your experiences. The more you seek to understand, the more you develop wisdom, and in turn, the more you are equipped to live in harmony with your true nature. Self-mastery, the Stoic approach to personal growth. Self-mastery is one of the foundational principles of Stoicism. It is the ability to control your emotions, thoughts, and actions, no matter what external circumstances may arise. This inner control is not about suppressing emotions, but rather understanding them and choosing how to respond. It's about cultivating a deep sense of self-awareness, so you can act in accordance with your values and virtues. The Stoics believed that the ultimate goal of life is to become the best version of oneself by mastering the self. This requires constant reflection, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to virtue. It's not about perfection, but progress. Stoicism teaches that growth is a lifelong journey, and that every challenge is an opportunity to practice and refine our character. To achieve self-mastery, the Stoics suggest we start with our thoughts. Our thoughts shape our emotions, and our emotions shape our actions. By becoming aware of our thoughts, we can choose to focus on what aligns with our virtues, rather than reacting impulsively to the world around us. This practice of mindfulness allows us to make decisions that reflect our true nature, rather than being swayed by external pressures or fleeting emotions. Self-mastery also involves understanding our desires and impulses. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness does not come from external possessions or achievements but from internal contentment. By practicing moderation and focusing on what truly brings us fulfillment, we can achieve a sense of peace that is not dependent on external circumstances. This inner tranquility is the ultimate form of self-mastery, a state where we are not controlled by our desires, but are in full control of our responses to the world. The interconnectedness of all life, Stoicism's call for compassion. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is its recognition of the interconnectedness of all life. The Stoics believed that we are all part of a greater whole, and that our actions, however small, have an impact on the world around us. This interconnectedness means that we are all bound together by a shared human experience, and that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. Compassion is the natural outcome of this awareness. When we understand that we are all connected, we naturally extend our concern to others. Stoicism teaches us that true compassion is not just about feeling sympathy for others, but about actively seeking to alleviate their suffering. This can be as simple as offering a kind word, lending a helping hand, or listening with empathy. These acts, though small, create a ripple effect that strengthens the fabric of our shared humanity. By practicing compassion, we also practice Stoic virtues. The Stoics believed that we must act with justice, fairness, and kindness toward others, recognizing their dignity and worth. Compassion allows us to live in harmony with others, and to contribute to a community that values mutual respect and care. It is through this compassion that we build meaningful relationships and create a world that reflects our shared values. Stoicism teaches us that compassion is not just about helping others in times of need, it's about living with a spirit of generosity and understanding every day. It's about recognizing the common humanity we share with everyone, regardless of their background, beliefs, or circumstances. This broader sense of compassion creates a sense of belonging, reminding us that we are all part of something larger than ourselves, living in service to the greater good. A core teaching of Stoicism is the idea of living in service to others. The Stoics believed that we should not live for ourselves alone, but that our actions should contribute to the greater good. This service doesn't always mean grand gestures or heroic acts. It can be as simple as being kind, generous, and considerate in our everyday interactions. Living in service to the greater good means acting with integrity and virtue, and choosing actions that reflect our values. It's about being mindful of how our decisions affect those around us, and ensuring that we are contributing positively to the world. Stoicism encourages us to think beyond ourselves and to act in ways that benefit others, even when it's not easy or convenient. This service is not about seeking external recognition or validation. It's about doing what's right, regardless of the outcome. By living in alignment with our virtues and contributing to the well-being of others, we create a life of meaning and purpose. Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment comes from acting in accordance with our principles, and that when we live in service to others, we contribute to the greater good of humanity. 5. Embracing the future and living a Stoic life with courage and discipline. The Stoic approach to facing adversity. One of the most striking aspects of Stoic philosophy is its approach to adversity. The Stoics understood that life is filled with challenges, difficulties, and even suffering. However, they believed that these obstacles should not be feared or avoided but faced with courage and discipline. The Stoic mindset teaches that we cannot control the events that happen to us, but we can control how we respond to them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound statement embodies the Stoic belief that challenges are not setbacks but opportunities for growth. When we face adversity, we are given the chance to practice virtue, whether it's patience, resilience, courage, or wisdom. Every obstacle becomes a lesson in how to live according to our highest values. The key to facing adversity from a Stoic perspective is to approach each challenge with the mindset that it is an essential part of our journey. Rather than feeling defeated or overwhelmed by difficulties, Stoicism teaches us to embrace them with an open heart and mind, knowing that we will emerge stronger and wiser on the other side. To apply this in your own life, try to reframe your perspective when facing difficulties. Instead of seeing a problem as something to be avoided, ask yourself, how can this challenge make me a better person? What virtues can I practice during this trial? This shift in thinking can transform adversity from something negative into a powerful catalyst for personal growth. Courage and discipline, the Stoic pillars of personal strength. Courage and discipline are two of the most important virtues in Stoic philosophy. Courage is not just about being brave in the face of physical danger, but having the strength to do what is right, even when it is difficult. It's about standing firm in your convictions and living in accordance with your values, even when the world pressures you to do otherwise. Discipline, on the other hand, is the practice of self-control and self-mastery. It is about aligning your actions with your values, even when it requires sacrifice or effort. In the Stoic worldview, discipline is essential for living a virtuous life. It allows us to remain focused on our goals and to make decisions that are consistent with our highest ideals, rather than being swayed by fleeting desires or external influences. Together, courage and discipline create a powerful foundation for personal strength. They allow us to live authentically, regardless of external pressures, and to pursue a life that is aligned with our true purpose. These virtues are not just theoretical ideals. They are practical tools that we can use every day to navigate life with integrity and confidence. To cultivate courage and discipline, start by examining the areas in your life where you feel challenged. Are there situations where you are avoiding what is difficult or uncomfortable? Are there areas where you are not living in alignment with your values? Reflect on these areas and take small, deliberate steps to face them with courage and discipline. Remember, the Stoics believed that even the smallest act of courage or self-control builds character over time. Living with intentionality, the power of Stoic decision-making. One of the key principles of Stoicism is living with intentionality. This means making decisions based on what aligns with your values and purpose, rather than reacting impulsively or being influenced by external forces. It's about being mindful in every action you take, whether it's a major life decision or a small everyday choice. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control and to let go of the things we cannot change. By making decisions that are in harmony with our virtues and goals, we can create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. This intentionality also helps us avoid being swayed by distractions or the opinions of others, allowing us to stay true to our path. To practice Stoic decision-making, ask yourself before each decision, does this align with my values? Will this choice help me grow as a person? Does this contribute to the well-being of others? By asking these questions, we ensure that our decisions are guided by virtue and purpose, rather than by external pressures or short-term desires. Living in the present moment, the Stoic practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a concept that is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. While modern mindfulness practices focus on present moment awareness and acceptance, the Stoics were also advocates of focusing on the here and now. They believed that many of our anxieties come from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control in the present moment and to accept the things that are outside our control. The practice of mindfulness in Stoicism involves being fully aware of our thoughts, emotions, and actions in the present moment. It's about practicing self-awareness and ensuring that we are living in alignment with our values, rather than being distracted by the constant noise of life. By embracing the present moment, we cultivate peace of mind and clarity, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and calm. To apply Stoic mindfulness, take time each day to check in with yourself. Are your thoughts and actions in alignment with your goals and values? Are you present in the moment, or are you distracted by worries about the future or regrets about the past? By practicing mindfulness, we can shift our focus back to what truly matters and let go of unnecessary anxieties. Stoic happiness, the inner joy of living according to virtue. At the core of Stoicism lies the idea of inner happiness. The Stoics believed that true happiness does not depend on external circumstances or material possessions. Instead, it comes from living a virtuous life, one that is guided by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When we align our actions with our highest values, we experience a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment that is not dependent on the external world. Stoic happiness is not about avoiding challenges or seeking pleasure, but about embracing the ups and downs of life with equanimity. It's about finding peace and joy in living in accordance with your true nature, regardless of what happens in the world around you. This form of happiness is sustainable and unshakable, as it comes from within rather than from external sources. To cultivate Stoic happiness, focus on developing your virtues and living with intention. Practice gratitude for what you have, and remember that happiness comes from living with purpose, not from chasing fleeting pleasures. By aligning your actions with your values and accepting life as it comes, you create a foundation of inner joy that will sustain you through life's challenges. 6. Mastering relationships and building a virtuous legacy. The Stoic approach to relationships. While Stoicism emphasizes self-reliance and individual growth, it also deeply values the role that relationships play in a meaningful life. The Stoics believed that humans are social creatures, and the way we interact with others is a reflection of our character. True Stoic virtue isn't just about how we act when we're alone, but how we treat others, especially in challenging situations. One of the central ideas in Stoic philosophy is the concept of oikeiosis, or the recognition of our shared humanity. The Stoics taught that we are all part of a larger community, and that our actions should be motivated by the common good. This perspective encourages us to treat others with kindness, fairness, and respect, even when faced with difficult or demanding people. At the same time, Stoicism teaches that we should not let our relationships define our sense of self-worth. It reminds us that while we should care deeply about others, we must not depend on their approval or validation for our happiness. The Stoics emphasized emotional independence, learning to find contentment within ourselves rather than seeking it externally. In relationships, this means embracing empathy, practicing active listening, and offering support without expecting anything in return. It's about understanding that every person has their own struggles, and that true connection comes from compassion and mutual respect. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." By practicing these virtues, we can build meaningful, supportive relationships that enhance our personal growth. Stoic friendship, the value of true companionship. For the Stoics, friendship was seen as one of the greatest goods in life. However, their understanding of friendship differed from modern ideas of companionship. A Stoic friend isn't someone who simply provides comfort or validates our emotions. Instead, a true friend in the Stoic sense is someone who helps us live virtuously, who challenges us to grow, and who shares in the pursuit of wisdom. True friendship, according to the Stoics, is founded on mutual respect and shared values. It's not about superficial bonds, but about a deep connection built on a common commitment to virtue. A Stoic friend is someone who will hold you accountable, encourage you to be the best version of yourself, and offer wisdom when you are facing life's challenges. In cultivating Stoic friendships, we should focus on building relationships based on trust, integrity, and virtue. We should also recognize that while friendships are valuable, they should not be clung to out of a desire for approval or emotional attachment. The Stoics believed that a true friend helps us grow, not by enabling our weaknesses, but by encouraging us to overcome them and live according to our principles. To apply Stoic principles to friendship, seek out companions who value wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Build relationships that challenge you to be better, and be willing to do the same for others. Embrace the idea that a true friend is someone who helps you grow into your best self, and not someone who simply makes you feel good in the moment. Building a virtuous legacy, living with purpose beyond ourselves. One of the most profound lessons of Stoicism is that our lives should not just be about us. The Stoics believed that each of us has the potential to create a lasting legacy, one that is not defined by wealth, status, or fame, but by the virtue we cultivate and the positive impact we have on others. Living with this understanding shifts our focus from self-centered goals to the greater good, encouraging us to consider how our actions affect future generations. A virtuous legacy is one built on the principles of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It is a life lived with intention, where every decision, action, and interaction contributes to a world that is more compassionate, more thoughtful, and more aligned with virtue. To leave such a legacy, Stoicism teaches us to focus on living by our highest ideals and to act with the well-being of others in mind. This could mean contributing to our communities, teaching the next generation, or simply embodying the values we wish to see in the world. The Stoics also understood that our legacy is not just something we leave behind in material terms, but something that lives on in the hearts and minds of those we influence. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "What we do now echoes in eternity." By living a life of virtue, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transcends our lifetimes. To build a Stoic legacy, start by reflecting on the impact you want to have on the world. How do you want to be remembered? What virtues do you want to embody? And how can you use your talents and resources to contribute to the greater good? By living according to your highest values and staying true to your principles, you can create a legacy that will endure long after you are gone. Living a Stoic life, the eternal journey of growth. The Stoic way of life is not a destination. It is an ongoing journey of growth, learning, and self-improvement. Stoicism teaches us that the path to wisdom and virtue is never complete, and that each day is an opportunity to practice and refine our character. The Stoics believed that life's challenges are not obstacles to be avoided but invitations to grow stronger and more virtuous. Living a Stoic life means accepting that we will face adversity, but that we are capable of overcoming it. It means acknowledging that our emotions, desires, and reactions can be controlled and shaped through self-discipline. It also means recognizing that our purpose is not to seek pleasure or avoid discomfort, but to live in alignment with our true nature and contribute to the world around us. At its core, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, the way we respond to life's challenges, the values we uphold, and the impact we have on others. It reminds us that our happiness is not dependent on external circumstances but on the choices we make every day. By living with intention, courage, and discipline, we can create a life that is meaningful, purposeful, and aligned with the highest ideals. To live a Stoic life, begin each day with a commitment to practice virtue. Reflect on your actions, thoughts, and decisions, and ensure that they align with your values. Be mindful of the impact you have on others, and seek to contribute positively to the world around you. Remember, Stoicism is not about perfection, it's about progress. Every step we take on the path to wisdom is a step toward living a fuller, more meaningful life. 7. Cultivating gratitude and the art of reflection. The Stoic practice of gratitude. Gratitude is often considered one of the simplest yet most profound virtues to practice, and it holds a central place in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that by focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for the good things in life, but about recognizing and appreciating all that life offers us, including the challenges. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, regularly practiced gratitude in his personal reflections. He often reminded himself to be thankful for the people in his life and the opportunities he had, as well as for the difficulties he faced, as they helped shape his character and taught him important lessons. In his meditations, he often expressed his gratitude for even the most difficult individuals, recognizing that their presence provided him with the opportunity to practice virtues like patience, tolerance, and understanding. To practice Stoic gratitude, begin by taking time each day to reflect on the things you are thankful for. Start with the simple things: the ability to wake up, the opportunity to learn and grow, the people in your life who support you, and the lessons that adversity brings. By focusing on gratitude, you shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, recognizing the value in all aspects of life. Gratitude also helps us stay grounded. By acknowledging the gifts we've been given, we develop a sense of humility and appreciation for what we have. This prevents us from taking things for granted and encourages us to live with a deeper sense of contentment and joy, no matter our external circumstances. The art of reflection, learning from the past. Reflection is another key practice in Stoicism, one that allows us to learn from our experiences and become more mindful in our daily lives. The Stoics believed that through reflection, we can gain insight into our actions, thoughts, and emotions, enabling us to grow wiser and more virtuous. Reflection isn't just about analyzing the past, it's about understanding how our experiences shape us and using that knowledge to improve our future decisions. For the Stoics, journaling was a common form of reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, used his personal journals to reflect on his thoughts and actions. These reflections were not meant to be shared with others but were an exercise in self-awareness and personal growth. Through his writings, Marcus examined his motivations, his reactions to others, and the challenges he faced, using each entry as an opportunity to learn and adjust his behavior. To incorporate reflection into your own life, set aside time each day or week to review your actions and experiences. Consider questions such as, what did I do well today? Where could I have acted more virtuously? How can I improve in the future? This process of self-examination allows you to learn from both successes and mistakes, giving you the opportunity to grow and make better decisions moving forward. Reflection also helps us stay connected to our purpose. By periodically reassessing our values and goals, we ensure that our actions align with our deepest beliefs. Stoicism teaches that our purpose in life is to live virtuously and contribute to the greater good, and reflection helps us stay on track toward that goal. The role of patience in Stoic living. Patience is a virtue that the Stoics hold in high regard, and it is essential for cultivating a life of wisdom and inner peace. Patience, in the Stoic sense, is not about passively waiting for things to unfold, but about maintaining calm and resilience in the face of delays, frustrations, and challenges. It is about understanding that not everything is within our control and that some things simply take time to unfold. In a world that values speed, efficiency, and instant gratification, Stoicism encourages us to embrace patience as a way of living more intentionally. Instead of becoming frustrated or upset when things don't go as planned, we are reminded to remain grounded and calm. The Stoics understood that impatience leads to unnecessary suffering, whereas patience allows us to respond thoughtfully and rationally. Patience also teaches us to trust the process of life. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, our personal growth and development require time, effort, and perseverance. Stoicism teaches that we must be patient with ourselves, recognizing that true change doesn't happen overnight but through consistent, deliberate action. To cultivate patience, Start by practicing acceptance. Accept that not everything will go according to plan and that delays and obstacles are part of the natural flow of life. When faced with frustration or impatience, take a deep breath, center yourself, and remind yourself that everything unfolds in its own time. Patience isn't just a reaction to external circumstances, it's an internal state of mind that brings peace, resilience, and clarity. Living with purpose, embracing the Stoic call to action. Stoicism is not a passive philosophy, it is a call to action. The Stoics believed that true wisdom and virtue are only realized through action. It is not enough to know what is right. We must actively embody those principles in our lives. Stoicism teaches us that our purpose is to contribute to the common good, to act in harmony with nature, and to cultivate virtue in every aspect of our lives. Living with purpose, according to Stoic principles, means that every decision we make, every action we take, and every interaction we have should be guided by our values. It is about living intentionally, with clarity and direction. The Stoics believed that our highest duty was to live virtuously, and everything else, wealth, fame, success, was secondary to that. To live a life of purpose, begin by identifying your core values and priorities. Ask yourself what truly matters to you and how you can align your actions with those values. Each day is an opportunity to practice virtue, whether it's through acts of kindness, standing up for what is right, or making choices that reflect your true self. The Stoic call to action is a reminder that life is short, and we must use our time wisely. We should not squander our days waiting for the perfect moment or for external circumstances to change. Instead, we must take responsibility for our actions and live each day with purpose, knowing that every step we take brings us closer to our ideal self. The freedom of Stoic living. The ultimate freedom, according to Stoicism, is freedom from external control. This means that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from within, not from the circumstances of our lives, but from our ability to align our thoughts, actions, and desires with our virtues. This freedom allows us to live a life that is unaffected by the opinions or judgments of others. When we embrace Stoicism, we become liberated from the need for validation or approval. We are free to act in accordance with our principles, regardless of what others think or say. This inner freedom is the foundation of Stoic resilience. It is the strength to remain true to ourselves, even in the face of adversity. To achieve this freedom, focus on what is within your control: your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. Practice self-discipline and mindfulness, and remind yourself regularly that your peace of mind is not dependent on the external world. By cultivating inner freedom, you become more resilient, more focused, and more aligned with your true nature. 8. The eternal growth of the Stoic path. The practice of endurance and resilience. One of the key virtues of Stoicism is resilience, the ability to endure hardship and remain steadfast in the face of adversity. Life will inevitably throw challenges our way, but the Stoics teach us that it is not the difficulties we face that define us, but how we respond to them. Stoicism encourages us to adopt a mindset of endurance, where we see every obstacle as an opportunity for growth and a chance to exercise our virtues. Endurance is not about passive acceptance or simply tolerating hardship. It's about facing difficulties head-on with courage and resolve. The Stoics believed that adversity is not a punishment but a natural part of life, and that it is through challenges that we are truly tested and shaped. When faced with difficulties, the Stoics practiced acceptance and resilience, always focusing on what was within their control: their thoughts, actions, and attitudes. To cultivate resilience, start by viewing challenges as part of the journey. When faced with a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger as a result? By reframing challenges as opportunities for growth, you build the resilience necessary to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and confidence. Remember, true strength is not found in avoiding pain or discomfort, but in embracing it with courage and a commitment to virtue. living in harmony with nature. The Stoics placed great emphasis on living in accordance with nature. This doesn't just mean living in the natural world, but aligning our thoughts, actions, and desires with the natural order of the universe. The Stoics believed that everything in the world is interconnected, and that by understanding and accepting the laws of nature, we can live a life that is harmonious and fulfilling. Living in harmony with nature involves recognizing the limits of our control and understanding that there are forces beyond our power. Rather than resisting the natural course of things, the Stoics taught that we should accept them as they are, without complaint. This acceptance doesn't mean passivity, it means acknowledging the reality of life and responding to it with wisdom, patience, and virtue. By living in accordance with nature, we free ourselves from the anxiety of trying to control things that are beyond our grasp. We learn to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, while accepting what we cannot change. This shift in mindset leads to a greater sense of peace, as we release our attachment to outcomes and embrace the flow of life as it unfolds. The Stoic practice of death awareness. A fundamental aspect of Stoic philosophy is the awareness of death. The Stoics believed that by contemplating death regularly, we could live more fully and meaningfully. They taught that life is finite, and that by recognizing this truth, we can make the most of our time on Earth. This practice is not about morbid obsession with death, but about gaining perspective on life's fleeting nature. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reminded himself that he would not live forever, and that his time was limited. This awareness helped him prioritize what was truly important in life: virtue, wisdom, and service to others. The Stoics believed that when we accept the inevitability of death, we stop wasting time on trivial concerns and focus on what really matters: living a virtuous life. To practice death awareness, start by regularly reflecting on the transience of life. Ask yourself, if I only had a limited amount of time left, how would I live differently? What would I prioritize? This contemplation encourages us to live more intentionally, making decisions based on our deepest values rather than on external pressures or fleeting desires. By accepting the inevitability of death, we can live with more purpose, clarity, and gratitude. Cultivating humility, the Stoic practice of self-awareness. Humility is a core Stoic virtue, and it is essential for personal growth. The Stoics believed that true wisdom begins with humility, the recognition that we do not have all the answers and that there is always more to learn. Humility allows us to be open to feedback, to accept our limitations, and to remain grounded in our pursuit of virtue. Humility is not about self-deprecation or diminishing our worth. It's about acknowledging that we are fallible human beings, always capable of learning and growing. It is about recognizing that no matter how much we achieve or how much we know, there is always room for improvement. The Stoics practiced humility by continually seeking wisdom, engaging in self-reflection, and being open to the ideas and perspectives of others. To cultivate humility, practice self-awareness. Regularly reflect on your thoughts, actions, and motivations. Are you acting out of pride, ego, or self-interest? Are you open to learning from others, or are you rigid in your beliefs? Humility allows us to grow by accepting that we do not know everything and that true wisdom comes from being open to the world around us. The role of virtue in daily life. The Stoic philosophers placed virtue at the heart of their philosophy. For them, virtue was not an abstract concept, but a practical guide for how to live. The four cardinal virtues of Stoicism, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are the foundation upon which the Stoic way of life is built. These virtues guide our decisions, actions, and relationships, helping us navigate life in a way that is aligned with our highest principles. Wisdom, the Stoics believed, is the ability to see the world clearly, to understand what is within our control and what is not, and to act in accordance with reason. Courage is the strength to do what is right, even in the face of adversity or fear. Justice is the commitment to fairness and treating others with respect. Temperance is the practice of self-control and moderation, ensuring that our desires and impulses do not govern our actions. To live a Stoic life, it is essential to cultivate these virtues in every aspect of our daily life. Start by reflecting on how you can practice wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in your interactions, your work, and your personal growth. Each decision you make, no matter how small, is an opportunity to embody these virtues and to live in alignment with your true nature. The Stoic pursuit of eudaimonia, flourishing in virtue. Eudaimonia, or flourishing, is the ultimate goal of Stoic philosophy. It refers to living a life that is in accordance with virtue, where we are able to experience fulfillment and happiness through the cultivation of our character. Stoicism teaches that true happiness does not come from external circumstances, but from living virtuously and fulfilling our potential as human beings. To achieve eudaimonia, the Stoics believed that we must focus on developing our inner qualities, our wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are the foundation of a life well lived, one that is rich with meaning and purpose. By living in alignment with our true nature and acting in accordance with our highest values, we can experience the fulfillment that comes from knowing we are living a virtuous life. To cultivate eudaimonia, reflect on the ways in which you can grow in virtue each day. Whether it's by practicing self-control, being fair in your relationships, or seeking wisdom in all things, every moment is an opportunity to live in alignment with your highest potential. Eudaimonia is not a destination, but a continuous process of growth and self-improvement, where each day brings us closer to the best version of ourselves. 9. The final stages of Stoic mastery, living a life of legacy and harmony. Living with wisdom, the Stoic approach to learning and growth. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is its unwavering emphasis on continuous learning and growth. The Stoics understood that the pursuit of wisdom is never complete. There is always more to learn, refine, and improve. This idea is central to Stoic thinking, and it challenges us to view each day as an opportunity for growth. Wisdom, from the Stoic perspective, is not simply the accumulation of knowledge, but the ability to act rightly, guided by reason, in any situation. The Stoics also taught that wisdom is not only about intellectual knowledge but also about emotional intelligence. It is about understanding our own emotions, recognizing when they may lead us astray, and cultivating the ability to respond to them in a controlled and virtuous manner. Wisdom helps us to discern what is truly important, to avoid distractions, and to focus our efforts on what aligns with our highest values. To embody wisdom, the Stoics advised daily self-reflection. Each day, we can assess whether our actions were guided by reason or by emotional impulses, and consider how we can better align with our virtues moving forward. This ongoing process of reflection and refinement is essential to becoming a wise and virtuous individual. Embracing the present, the Stoic practice of presence and gratitude. The present moment is one of the most precious gifts we have, and yet it is so easily overlooked in a world filled with distractions. Stoicism encourages us to embrace the present, to be fully engaged in each moment, and to appreciate what we have right now. The future and past may offer lessons and opportunities, but the present is the only time in which we have any true agency. One of the key practices of Stoicism is mindfulness, not in the modern sense of relaxation techniques, but in a deeper, more philosophical context. Stoic mindfulness is about being fully aware of our thoughts, actions, and interactions in the present moment, without being consumed by distractions or anxieties about the past or future. It's about living in the here and now, responding with virtue, and being grateful for what we have in this moment. Gratitude, as previously discussed, is a core Stoic practice, and it is particularly powerful when practiced in the present. By actively cultivating gratitude for the things we already possess, our health, our relationships, the opportunities we've been given, we can shift our focus away from what we lack and towards what we have. This simple practice helps us to experience the richness of life, regardless of external circumstances. Living in harmony with others, the Stoic ideal of community and justice. While Stoicism encourages self-reliance, the philosophy does not advocate isolation. Stoicism teaches that we are part of a larger community, and our actions should contribute to the greater good. One of the Stoic virtues is justice, the commitment to acting fairly, treating others with respect, and contributing positively to society. Living virtuously means living in harmony with others, recognizing our shared humanity, and seeking ways to build a just and compassionate world. The Stoics believed that we should approach our relationships with a sense of duty and responsibility, recognizing that our actions impact others. Whether it's in our families, our workplaces, or our communities, the Stoic approach to relationships is rooted in respect, fairness, and empathy. Stoics do not see people as obstacles or sources of frustration. They see them as fellow travelers on the path of virtue, each with their own struggles, challenges, and potential for growth. Living in harmony with others also involves practicing self-restraint. By maintaining control over our desires and emotions, we can interact with others in a way that promotes mutual respect and understanding. The Stoic ideal is not to impose our will upon others but to contribute to the collective good through our actions, words, and choices. Stoic leadership, the call to lead by example. The Stoic approach to leadership is deeply rooted in the values of virtue and self-mastery. For Stoic leaders, the focus is not on power or control but on serving others and fostering an environment of growth and justice. The Stoic leader leads by example, demonstrating wisdom, courage, and compassion in their decisions and actions. They do not seek to manipulate or coerce others. Instead, they inspire through their integrity and commitment to the common good. Stoic leadership is about understanding that leadership is a responsibility, not a privilege. A true Stoic leader serves the needs of their community, guides others through example, and prioritizes the well-being of the group over their own desires for fame or recognition. They understand that leadership requires humility, as it is not about personal glory, but about serving others and contributing to a shared vision of virtue and justice. To cultivate Stoic leadership, focus on developing your virtues and practicing them consistently. Lead with integrity, always striving to act in a way that reflects your deepest values. Be patient and understanding with those you lead, and recognize that your actions have the power to influence others positively. True leadership is about embodying the principles you wish to see in the world and inspiring others to follow suit. The legacy of Stoicism, living with purpose beyond our lifetime. At its core, Stoicism encourages us to think beyond the immediate moment and to consider the legacy we will leave behind. It challenges us to live with purpose, not just for our own benefit but for the betterment of the world around us. The Stoics believed that our actions, whether small or large, contribute to the greater whole, and that by living virtuously, we create a legacy of wisdom, compassion, and justice that will endure long after we are gone. A Stoic legacy is one of impact, not through fame or wealth, but through the cultivation of virtue and the positive influence we have on others. It is about living in such a way that we inspire others to pursue wisdom, practice self-mastery, and contribute to the common good. The Stoics teach us that the ultimate measure of our lives is not in what we acquire but in what we give to others and the world. To live with legacy in mind, reflect on the impact you want to have. What values do you want to embody? How can you contribute to the betterment of those around you? Living with this awareness encourages us to focus on what truly matters and to prioritize our actions in alignment with our deepest beliefs. Our legacy is built through every act of kindness, every decision made with integrity, and every opportunity to practice virtue. 10. The full Stoic journey, wisdom, virtue, and fulfillment. The final Stoic lesson, living in accordance with nature. The Stoic journey reaches its fullest expression when we live in complete harmony with the natural world, our own nature, and the universe as a whole. Living in accordance with nature doesn't mean withdrawing from the world or renouncing worldly responsibilities. Instead, it involves aligning ourselves with the natural order, accepting the flow of life, embracing the inevitability of change, and responding to all that comes our way with wisdom, grace, and virtue. The Stoics believed that nature is governed by rational laws and that our task is to understand these laws and live in accordance with them. By doing so, we not only avoid unnecessary suffering but also cultivate a life of true fulfillment. Nature, in this sense, is not just the physical world around us but also the laws of our own existence, including our thoughts, desires, and relationships. To live in accordance with nature, the Stoics recommend embracing acceptance. Life will not always go the way we expect, and there will always be events beyond our control. However, Stoicism teaches that it's not the events themselves that cause us distress, but how we respond to them. By accepting the natural course of events, both the positive and the negative, and focusing on what we can control, our reactions, we align ourselves with the flow of nature, creating harmony and peace in our lives. The Stoic vision of a fulfilling life. At the heart of Stoicism is the belief that a fulfilling life is one lived in pursuit of virtue, guided by wisdom and resilience, and dedicated to contributing to the greater good. Stoic fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements or pleasures, but from living authentically in alignment with our values. It's about developing our inner character and cultivating virtues that allow us to navigate life with dignity, grace, and purpose. Fulfillment, in Stoic terms, is not a destination. It's a process of continuous growth, where we refine our character, deepen our understanding, and embrace each moment as an opportunity to practice virtue. True fulfillment is found not in acquiring material wealth or fame, but in living a life of integrity, courage, and wisdom, knowing that our actions align with the highest principles. A Stoic's life is filled with purpose. Every decision, every interaction, every challenge is an opportunity to cultivate virtue. By living this way, we not only enrich our own lives but also contribute positively to the world around us. Fulfillment is found in the knowledge that we are living in accordance with our true nature, embracing each moment with intentionality, and contributing to the collective good. Embodying the Stoic mindset. Moving forward with resilience. The Stoic mindset is one of resilience. Resilience, for the Stoic, is not simply bouncing back from adversity. It's about embracing every challenge as an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more virtuous. Life will throw curveballs at us, but Stoicism teaches us that how we face these obstacles is what defines us. With every difficulty comes the chance to practice the virtues of wisdom, courage, and temperance. Resilience also involves accepting our humanity. We will not always be perfect, and we will inevitably stumble. But the Stoic path isn't about perfection. It's about consistent effort and dedication to living virtuously. When we embrace the Stoic mindset, we accept that there will be setbacks, but we also know that each setback is an opportunity for learning and growth. The key is to keep moving forward, step by step, always striving to be a better version of ourselves. A Stoic's resilience comes from within. It is grounded in the understanding that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can always control how we respond. By cultivating an inner sense of calm and purpose, we can face any challenge with dignity and fortitude. This mindset transforms difficulties into opportunities for growth and ensures that we remain unshaken, no matter what life brings our way. The enduring wisdom of the Stoics, a legacy of virtue. The beauty of Stoicism is that its wisdom transcends time. The teachings of the Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, remain relevant today because they speak to universal truths about human nature and the pursuit of a good life. Their teachings are timeless because they address the fundamental human condition: how to live with purpose, how to face adversity, and how to live virtuously in a world filled with distractions and challenges. The Stoics understood that our lives are finite, but the impact we have on others can be everlasting. The way we live, through our actions, decisions, and relationships, creates a legacy that endures long after we are gone. Stoic wisdom encourages us to live with intention, knowing that each moment is an opportunity to make a positive impact on the world. To honor the legacy of the Stoics, we must practice their teachings in our own lives. Each day is a chance to practice wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By embodying these virtues, we can leave a lasting legacy that extends beyond our lifetimes. This legacy is not defined by fame or wealth, but by the strength of our character, the quality of our relationships, and the positive influence we have on those around us. Stoic Final Reflections: Living the best life possible. The ultimate goal of Stoicism is to live the best life possible, a life that is fulfilling, meaningful, and in alignment with our highest values. This life is not defined by external accomplishments, but by the inner virtues we cultivate and the way we contribute to the well-being of others. It is a life lived with intentionality, wisdom, and resilience, one where we continually strive to improve and grow, no matter the circumstances. To live the best life possible, we must commit to self-awareness, reflection, and action. Stoicism encourages us to examine our thoughts, our actions, and our relationships, always seeking ways to improve and to live more virtuously. By focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, we can lead a life that is rich with meaning, fulfillment, and peace. The Stoic journey is not an easy one, but it is a rewarding one. It challenges us to be our best selves, to live with purpose, and to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. By embracing Stoic wisdom, we can face life's challenges with strength and grace, and create a life that is truly worth living.